Greetings and welcome to the Vortex. I'm your host, Daniel Allen Jones, and we are at a very special location tonight in Heber, Arizona, here in the Apache Sitgreaves National Forest. This is the site of Travis Walton's UFO abduction experience. This took place in November of 1975. On the 5th of November, Travis, along with his co-workers, a logging crew, came down this road here, going up this way, and they happened to see something through the trees. It was a large, glowing, luminous object. It seemed like it was very bright, and as they got closer, they described it as being a fire in the sky. Upon a clearing, they came up to this object and realized that it was a large, hovering disc, not something that they were expecting to see at all. It was so brilliant and so mesmerizing that Travis Walton impulsively jumped out of the truck and ran over. Imagine seeing a large glowing object here in the clearing. Seems like it would be an incredible experience for anyone to have. But this changed Travis's life forever. While the rest of his co-workers were really urging him to come back, Travis just kept going closer and closer to the glowing object until finally a beam of light came out and struck him in the chest, made him fly back. He hit the ground. His co-workers, they thought he was dead. They thought he was killed immediately. They had to get out of there. They were so terrified. They took off in the truck. They started to leave. They weren't sure what to make of the whole situation. After a while, they decided to muster up the courage and come back to see what happened to Travis, see what's going on with him. By the time they got back, Travis wasn't there. His body wasn't anywhere to be found. The object wasn't there either. This is when they got really worried. You see, after having left the second time, they went to contact the authorities, whereupon they didn't believe them. And so the authorities noticed that they were all visibly disturbed by something, that something had happened. They were suspected of having murdered Travis. Meanwhile, Travis awakes upon a medical table, or what seems to be a medical table. He looks around. He's surrounded. 3 different small, strange entities. Alien beings, perhaps. He was so terrified, so frightened, he jumped up and aggressively started to get away and try to swing at them. He had no idea what this was, what was going on. Sheer terror. After making his way through the room, he found an opening into another area. This new area had a chair with several controls on it, facing a large panel, a window, which seemed to be stars all throughout the window. He sat down in the chair. After a while, he noticed another figure in another doorway. He thought, being this person seemed to be in a military uniform, they weren't the same as the small entities, whatever these creatures were. He felt a little bit more comfortable and was able to continue on. They seemed to motion that Travis should come with him. After leading him through various hallways and corridors, he brought Travis to what he described as a hangar-like facility, where he brought Travis into another area with another person in another suit. Everything seemed okay until they laid him back down. They put him on another medical table. And it's at this point where Travis realized that things weren't going as he thought they would. So, as he laid down, they put a breathing apparatus over his mouth. He went unconscious again. Later on, he arrived and seemed to be dropped off, as it were, in a completely different location than where he was taken. As he looked up, he saw the disc speeding away in the sky. So here we are at the phone booth that Travis came to after he was dropped off down the highway here. Made his way over here to this phone booth first, and it didn't work. So I came over to this middle one, which he picked up the phone right here. These same very phone booths, called his brother, got hold of his family, let him know that he was here, didn't know what was going on, was wondering what happened. And fortunately for all of the co-workers who were accused of murdering Travis, after a 5-day period from November 5th to November 10th, he was found. So all of his co-workers were very relieved to find out that he was in fact still alive and he was okay. And this site is still here. These are the very phone booths that he came and used. And now you have commemorative statues of aliens, as you can see here, that people like to come and check out and be able to see for themselves. What happened to Travis? He could have potentially died, maybe even been resuscitated, brought back to life, and then put back somewhere else down the road, in a different location. While you can come and see right here at the phone booth, there are some commemorative figures. It just shows that it has stood the test of time. He's passed numerous polygraph tests, along with the other co-workers involved, that something did indeed happen, and that he was gone for 5 days. There are some very interesting anomalies here around the trees which surrounded the object that shot the beam of light at Travis. Travis suspects that perhaps this wasn't intentional, maybe it was an accident, and more so that perhaps whatever was guiding this object felt it important enough to revive him and bring him back. This is a very odd circumstance, and it makes us wonder the motive of such an intelligence. So after looking at all of the pieces to the puzzle that is Travis Walton's experience from right here in 1975, after he was missing for 5 days, there does seem to be some pretty compelling evidence that something did indeed happen. So it's up to you. You decide. You can agree or not, believe it or not. There are a lot of different compelling parts to his story. And I really appreciate you taking the time to come out here on this journey with us to Arizona, where it all took place, to the phone booth that he came to when he was dropped back off. While there are those who think this whole thing was made up as a prank or just a hoax and lies spread by the co-workers, Travis is actually very sincere about what he experienced right here in 1975. He travels the world sharing about that experience, going to conferences and various events to connect with people who are curious and maybe even had something similar happen to them. So you can find out about his experience in other productions like Travis or the Paranormal Witness special that they did about his case. And you're more than welcome to check out several of the productions that I've made of his presentations that he's given at different conferences. The way I see it, it's very important that we take the time to research and investigate what's happening out in the field. We look at these cases. We won't know if we don't go. So keep in mind that there are new discoveries to be made every day. There's tons of great things that have already happened we can always look into, but we have to keep an open mind. So we appreciate your time. We look forward to having you with us again soon, and we'll see you in the Vortex. If you liked this video, be sure to check out our other content and get connected on our page and social media sites. Every day, new discoveries are being made all across the world and beyond, so let's work together to find out what's next. And remember, we won't know if we don't go. I'll see you in the Vortex.